mastermind that I already am. Since this video is about Easter, I thought I would talk a little bit about my ideas on religion and church and spirituality and all that jazz. This is what I would be doing for Easter. Okay, so just to preface things, I do identify as Christian, but non-denominational. It's like I'm not denominational, like I'm not like Baptist or Pescatarian, no. No, not like Baptist or Protestant or any of that jazz. I'm just a Christian. I changed my setup. I know this background is like way less interesting and that desk is super messy, but that's my life. I'm not trying to be like a monk or a priest or anything like that. I just be out here, you know, I would just be trying to live. I'm gonna talk about Easter a little bit. It's always been a big deal because my mom has always hosted Easter since before I was born. At first it was like really fun because I was just a kid, I didn't have to worry about anything. And then I started getting a little bit older and I was like, I wanna help out, I wanna like bake desserts. And then it started being expected of me to do stuff. And that, not so much fun. Not so much fun when you're not choosing to do it. It was just like, every time would be more and more stuff. And like my brother was not getting the stress. It was just me. Because in the beginning, I was trying to be a good daughter, help out when I can. And now I'm doing half the meal. What is going on? And then at some point, I don't know when in my life, I started enjoying hosting. And so it would be super stressful. But at the end, when I was helping host, it ended up being sort of gratifying, but still not necessarily worth it. It's been a big deal. I would always be like, it's Easter. People would be like, I'm excited to have Good Friday off. Oh honey, Good Friday is off for school for you. Good Friday for me? Honey, I'd rather go to class. And so my Easter hacks for the girls out there. These are things that I would do for Easter. So I would always have two outfits. You have two outfits. First, you have the outfit for hosting, for being a hostess. And that's like the super fancy, like you have some lace going on, some floral, you know, Easter vibes. So that's outfit number one. And then outfit number two is to go play. Outfit number two is for the Easter egg hunt. And even when I start hosting the Easter egg hunt for the kiddos, I still put on my second outfit because that's important. And that's the outfit, because that's the outfit that you end up cleaning everything in. That's the outfit that you end up like sitting around talking really after dinner in for hours. That's the outfit. And you make that change inconspicuously. Like dinner, people start packing up their trays and everything. You put your stuff away, you run and you change and you come back, boom, you're wearing a different outfit and people are like, oh, you changed. But yeah, Easter, do I love it? Do I hate it? I don't know. I have a weird relationship with Easter. Let's talk about some things that have really made me pretty upsetty spaghetti recently. Basically, like, you know, like what's it called? Telemarketers? No. Telepriests, teleworship. What is it called?
Televangelist.
What, the people that are priests and they like live stream their stuff. A lot of big churches are doing this now anyways, especially when they have like their big like conference for the year. A lot of times they'll put it online. There is this one I'm not gonna name because personally I don't feel like it's my place in the world to be like naming people. I just want to like name the issue that I have and move on with my day, because at the end of the day, like there are people who are just now starting their walk in Christianity, and I don't want them to be like starting their walk in Christianity with these people and then they see something like this calling those people out for this tomfoolery, because this that I'm about to talk about is tomfoolery, do not get me wrong. However, this is not all that they're doing. These are just some of what they're doing, and I have an issue with this part of it, and the rest of what they're doing is mostly okay. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the most pressing issue. I ranted about this on my story, but it's just because I heard them talking about this again today, and it was just like, how do you keep this narrative going? I just don't understand. So it's about COVID. So basically, my mom and I, and this was like a couple weeks ago, this part, we're having dinner with my grandma, And my grandma likes this specific Christian network. She watches it like basically all day. And so my mom asked, she was like, what are they saying about COVID, about the virus? And my grandma goes, oh, they don't believe in it. Say it again. Can somebody explain to me what that means? Some people don't believe in religion. Some people don't believe in ghosts. But what do you mean you don't believe in the virus? What is that? Can somebody explain to me what that means? Because what I was saying on my rant, I was like, that's such a harmful narrative. And let's be honest, most of the people that are listening to these specific telemarketers or whatever they're called are older, and they're more at risk of not only contracting COVID-19, but passing away because of it. And it's just like, how are you going to like rectify that when somebody in your church, because I'm sure somebody in your church will, because it's a big church, when they contract COVID-19, what are you gonna have to say then? I thought that you didn't believe in it. I thought that Christians didn't get COVID. It's just a devil. What the hell does that mean? And let me tell you what it means, because this is the issue, this is the main issue that I have with a lot of these more conservative, because my church, do you wanna know how often Donald Trump's name comes up? The church I attend? How many times the words Donald Trump or president or our president or my president or whatever have come up? How many times the pastor has said that? Ever? Not even on the pulpit, ever? Because I'm very close with my church family, especially like last semester I was very close with them. I would eat dinner with them often. I was very connected in the church. Do you know how often that came up? Especially from the pastor? Never. Not once. So tell me why every single time I hear this channel from the other room, they're always talking about politics. They're always talking about Trump, hyping him up. Whatever you believe about Trump or politics or where you stand, that should not be the basis of your entire network. What? I would understand it coming up, especially during, this year maybe, because it is an election year. But every time, all the time, I would literally, so my grandma, sometimes most of the time she's with us on weekends. So I would be downstairs. I go, I make a sandwich, I eat, come back down to wash my plate. I still hear them talking about the same shit, hyping up Donald Trump, defending him for stuff. The stuff that they were saying wasn't true, first of all. The words that were coming out of their mouth were just simply not true. But second of all, it's been like an hour, honey. Why are you still talking about Donald Trump? Why do I hear you saying Donald Trump more than I hear you say the word Jesus? And this is what makes me upset. It's because the reason that you guys are saying that this pandemic, you don't believe in it, as a church you don't believe in it, it's because you have spent all this time since 2016 hyping up Mr. Trump, defending his every move, and he has handled this virus, this whole pandemic, so poorly that there was no way to defend him except for to say that the limit does not exist, the virus does not exist. That's the only way that you can get out of saying Trump messed up. But no, you look like a clown now. You don't want to mess up your image at all, or the image of the president or whatever. And now you're putting people's lives in danger. And now people are gonna die because of it. I'm serious. It's a big church. This church I'm talking about. They have a lot of members, and I've been to this church. Like, I've gone there. It's in Louisiana. I've met the pastor. Sweet guy. These people are not trying, is not their intention to do this. It's just that this is how they feel they should be handling the situation, and it's just not right. And the final one, and this one really just like gets my goat, because I don't know, a lot of Christians seem to think like this, and it's like, love, That's a logical fallacy. Love, that don't make no sense. He goes, I have no personal issue against the homosexuals as a person, but as a Christian, homosexuality is a sin. What? It's like they hold this belief that you can separate you being a human being from when you're being a Christian. That doesn't make any sense. You are a person at all times. You are a Christian at all times. If you have an issue with homosexuals as a Christian, you have an issue with homosexuals as a person, because your Christianity is part of your personality. And if that's how you view Christianity, then that's part of your personality. You cannot say I have no issue with homosexuality, but homosexuality is a sin. Love, that doesn't make any sense. It's a logical fallacy. You didn't read the textbook, and it's clear that you are just filling in to try to hit the word count. And I don't appreciate it. I really do think that traditional practice religion, structured religion, is a great way to especially start out your Christianity. And a lot of times the values that are originally implanted in those are great ways to live. But my personal issue with structured religion, it's because humans are not perfect, and guess who's running the church? Humans, people. People are not perfect, and they end up putting in their own rules and their own ideals. And obviously, like, you can go to church and stuff and not believe every word that your pastor says clearly. Hello. That's not what I'm saying. The way I see it, if it's not in the 10 Commandments and it's not in red, I don't particularly care about it. So people like to talk about how Leviticus talks about homosexuality an abomination. Yeah, but did Jesus say that? Oh, no. It's in the 10 Commandments. Oh, it's not. It's like that stuff, all of that stuff was written by who? Men. So some of it is a little embellished. I think the Bible is a good guide. A lot of it is, a lot of the stories, a lot of the parables are there to help you understand why we practice these principles. But they're all written by men, and some of them have an obvious influence. So we ignore those parts because stories aren't that important. They're just supposed to show you these principles that are in the 10 Commandments and Jesus's words. My relationship with God, look, we're always trying to figure out what matters more, your intention or what you actually end up doing. And we end up learning, hey, look, you might have had the best intentions in the world, but you ended up hurting people, and those people are completely allowed to not focus on what you had intended to do, but instead to focus on the hurt that you caused. And you don't necessarily have to sit there and wait for them to stop being upset. You can completely move on with your life, but at the end of the day, you cannot be upset with them for being upset just because you didn't intend to hurt them. I think that God, because he does know completely your complete intentions, he looks at that instead of just looking at what you did. And that's why God is so forgiving. He's not upset at human error. Your heart is in the wrong place and you're doing something good. God sees that. People don't see that. That's mostly it about religion. I just wanted to share those thoughts. Listen, if you are burnt out looking for a church, church is not a building, okay? That's clear now, especially that, you know, we can't attend a church building. Church is the people that you have in your life that help you strengthen your spirituality and that you can talk to about religion. I'm sorry, sir. I think I snapped. So this is outfit number 1. Outfit number 2. Mom is ready to go egg hunting. I'm ready to find some eggs. If you like my face, go ahead and subscribe. And if you don't like my face, go ahead and subscribe anyways, because that way every time I upload and you see my face, you'll feel better about your face because it doesn't look like mine, at least, because you don't like my face. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.